I had a good upbringing. My parents were good people. I was brought up in the church. I went down a kind of a rough path at some point, and I started drinking and hanging with the wrong crowd, and it spiraled out of control from there, and I became kind of what you might consider a raging alcoholic. I lived to drink, and I couldn't hold down a job, and I couldn't even participate in life, hardly, without drinking. Alcohol totally ruined my life. I've been arrested 27 times, I think, for alcohol charges. When I was in the throes of alcoholism, my dad went out on a leaf and he picked up a house for me. He bought me a house. It wasn't a nice house. It only cost, I think, $16,000, so you can imagine what you get for $16,000. He did that for me, and we still live in that house today. It's a nice house now. It's a nice little house. We put a lot of work into it. I knew I needed to get sobered up. I could sense the Father, the Holy Spirit tugging at me. I just remember I got on my knees and I asked the Lord for a wife. Lord, give me a good wife and I can get out of this. I know I can. About a month later, my wife showed up on the scene. I was still drinking. I was still currently drinking. I drank for about another 2 years. She had told me, Brian, something's got to give. You either got to stop the drinking, I can't tolerate this anymore, or we're gonna have to part ways. So I started in AA, and I was still kind of feeling the tug to get baptized. There's a church about 2 blocks from our house. I went there just by myself one Sunday to check it out before I brought Jess and the kids down there. And wouldn't you know it, they were doing baptisms. They're having sign-ups for baptisms. So I thought, well, there it is. I'm going to sign up I'm going to do it. So the next week I went back and I got baptized. After I got baptized, my life kind of really turned around. My way of thinking totally changed. A switch went off in my head. I can't explain it. It was supernatural. My way of thinking changed. My outlook on life changed. I wanted nothing to do with alcohol or drugs or cigarettes or anything unclean that wouldn't please the Lord. He pulled me out of a dark situation, and it's hard to even put to words the difference in my life nowadays, now that I've been born again. I'm 4 years sober today. I went 20 years without my driver's license because of my foolish ways. Now I have a driver's license. I can hold down a job, and life is good. Now I have an everyday job. I can show up every day now that I'm sober and God's got a hold of me. We go to the kids' games. We just live your everyday average life now, but we live a content life now. I have a faith in God that I didn't have before. I see what He did in my life. I see how He worked through my life. Before, I kind of relied on alcohol. Now I rely on God. I get up every day, I get into my Bible, and I think there's a peace that's to be found just from opening the Bible. There's something supernatural there. I have a peace in my life now that wasn't there before. I can tell the Holy Spirit's with me. I know He's with me. There's just a peace there that wasn't there before. You're not longing for something. You're not reaching out for something. You're not going after something you can't get. Now we wake up every day with a purpose, with a peace. My name is Brian Woodard, and this is my story.